Family and friends, we made a decision. Y'all know where I want to be at. I'm happy I'm coming back for another 4 years to be a Washington Wizards. Y'all know what I'm going for. Definitely going to bring y'all that championship. That's my ultimate goal, and I ain't going to stop till I get it.
And he can afford a shirt now, too. All right, Wizards fans happy to see that John Wall getting that 4-year, $170 million Supermax extension, which will kick in 2019. So Wall will be a Wizard at least until 2023. The future. Stability, yes, is certainly now in this organization for good. Wall, arguably one of the best point guards in the NBA. Remember that big shot against the Celtics in Game 6 and got him up there on the table? Franchise so desperate to make a deep run in the playoffs. Maybe this will be the year with Wall committed long-term is a great sign for the team. All right, Catholic Hoops head man Steve Howes joins me now here in studio as Wall signing on for the long haul. And to see a player coach that wants to be here, it's a little refreshing, right?
That's pretty awesome in today's basketball culture.
Yes.
I hope the DC fans appreciate how special John Wall is and how monumental, no pun intended, this signing was. Here's a guy at the height of his career, averaged 25 points and 10 assists in the playoffs, only eighth guy in the NBA history to do that. And he's committed.
He's committed.
And now he can help. You said it's stability. He can now help recruit others here.
Because there was a time we were thinking, oh, maybe Wall's mulling over this option. No, he's picked it up. He's going to be here for quite some time. Beal got his money last summer. Otto Porter just got his money. And now John Wall getting that money. They've got the pieces certainly in the starting lineup to go much further than they did a season ago. Yeah,
Ted Leonsis spending into the luxury tax. So thrifty Ted, he is not. The other special thing about John Wall is look at what's going on in the NBA with the Diva Days in Cleveland, Paul George with the Pacers, and look at Ashburn with a franchise quarterback. Now John Wall's here, and they do need to develop that bench. Now hopefully he can get a guy here on the cheap, and the front office needs to find a gem in the second round, maybe like a Danny Green, like a Manu Ginobili. They need to build that bench up because their starting five is very good. It's one of the top 10 starting fives in the NBA.
If somebody's been in a hyperbolic chamber for the last couple of years and just waking up, and I say describe John Wall's game to you, give me the lowdown on why he's so special and why he deserves all this money.
Electric is the one word I would describe. He's great to play with because his speed is game-changing. He can find shooters he can get from baseline to baseline so quickly. Nobody in the NBA has his speed and can guard him. So, therefore, the post players are open. The shooters are open in the corner. One of the other things the Wizards need to find are those consistent shooters. They need to get some guys like they had in Trevor Ariza who can play defense and shoot the three.
Should be an exciting time now for the Wizards moving forward. Coach Steve Howes, at Coach Steve Howes on Twitter. Thanks for your time. Let's send it over to Howard Bernstein with a special look at some breaking weather. Howard.
We actually had a tornado warning that was just issued for the Fredericksburg area. I want to show you what's going on here down toward the south. We've got that tornado warning now until 6:45 p.m. This tornado warning has been Doppler indicated. I'm going to we're going to check some velocities here because this is where we're looking at the winds themselves, not so much the rain, because we want to see where the winds are rotating. And one of the things that I'm looking at right now, we'll take some of this off, is between Fredericksburg and Spotsylvania. You see how these greens and red areas that are next to each other. And Fredericksburg is about an hour south of D.C., so this is nothing near the D.C. area. But as we look at some of the values here where they're sitting, these greens and reds are sitting next toward each other. We've got some areas of rotation. Now, this is a Doppler indicated, and I'm just trying to find where the center of this may be, but I think they're talking about the whole storm itself. Looks like it's rotating. So this is a Doppler indicated tornado warning. Generally in that red box that you see south of Fredericksburg, coming from Chancellor, between Chancellor, Spotsylvania, and Fredericksburg, as the storm is moving off to the east-southeast at about 40 miles an hour. So we're going to watch this storm because while it is a Doppler indicator, that means we don't have anybody saying, hey, we've seen a tornado on the ground. We have the concern that there could be something developing. And I'm seeing some on that last scan. We just got the new data. And I just want to check that out because it looks like right here, just to the northeast of Spotsylvania, so some of these winds are a little bit stronger looking than they were a moment ago with the brighter colors there showing me that, yeah, this may be a tighter part of the storm. And we've got some gate to gate, so that's the change in wind direction toward and away from the radar site of 65 miles an hour. And if green is toward and red is away, you can imagine sort of the spin like that. So that's where your rotation would be, and this is that area specifically that we're looking at. And this is south of Fredericksburg now, just to the northeast of the Spotsylvania area. And I'm going to zoom in real tight so we can just get an idea near Spotsylvania Parkway here and I-95. Yeah, you see some of those areas that are Laurel Oak Drive, Leavels Road over there. This is moving off toward the east-southeast at about 40 miles an hour. Again, this is a Doppler indicated tornado warning. So best thing you can do, and we got a 61 mile an hour gust that we're seeing, and this is above the ground. So if this starts to work its way to the ground with some spin, then we're looking at, potentially a low level, but still a tornado nonetheless. And even low level tornadoes do quite a bit of damage. So this storm, and we're going to put a track on it for you, is moving off toward the east-southeast at about 40 miles an hour with that tornado warning. So we expect it, the storm itself, to be over toward Corbin at 6:35, Featherstone Fork at 6:40, and Travis Mill at about 6:42. If you're not sure what to do, get to the lowest level of your house. Stay away from the windows. You don't want to, if there is a tornado or things flying around, they can break windows and come in and have flying glass. If you don't have a basement, you need to get into the lowest level but the most interior room. Get as many walls between you and the outside as you can to stay safe from the storm as it moves off toward the east-southeast at 40 miles an hour. Now, at the moment, as we were saying, this is a Doppler indicated tornado warning, moving off toward the east at 40. If there's any debris, that's where it could be really bad, and that's why we want you to be inside. If you're in a mobile home, please find a much safer place to be. There's just no match for any sort of tornado, even a low-level tornado for a mobile home. You are not in a good position. One thing here on our next scan, I see it looks a little bit less intense as it did a moment ago, so we're going to continue to track this and watch this as the storm moves east. If you're just tuning in, a tornado warning for the Fredericksburg area, and I'll zoom out and let you know this is well south of Washington. There's a severe thunderstorm warning down toward that area as well until 7 p.m., but the storm itself is what we continue to track as it moves off toward the east. And I'll give you the big picture. You see a lot of lightning with this storm between Spotsylvania and Fredericksburg. It's almost to I-95, and it looks as if there's any rotation here. It would be just maybe over or just west of the I-95 area right now between Spotsylvania, maybe approaching Route 1 right there, and I-95. And we'll switch it back to the velocity mode, showing me what the winds are doing. There's another severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, in Anne Arundel County there in Prince George's, portion of Charles as well, and Calvert. That goes till 7 p.m. for potential gusts to 60 miles an hour. Let's go back, though, to that tornado warning at 6:45 in the Fredericksburg area. This is what we are tracking at the moment. The storm itself looks like it's right over Route 1, near Route 17 there. It's just south of the Bellevue area where we're seeing that possible tornado. This is Doppler indicated, but we're going to treat it as if it's on the ground. So when you look at these colors, and if you're not sure what they are, green toward the radar site, red away, and just trying to give you an idea where those arrows are spinning so you can sort of understand what we're looking at when we say there's the circulation. And the winds are moving toward Bellevue from Smiths Mill, but on the west side of I-95, they're moving away from Bellevue. So that's why the tornado warning was issued for the area just south of Bellevue there. You see it there, New Post and Corbin. There's Moss Neck, and this is south of Fredericksburg. So this is south of Fredericksburg, east of Spotsylvania is what we're looking at now. And by the way, if you have any reports of damage or anything, we would love for you to get us to us either through Facebook or Twitter. I'm at HBWX or at WUSA9. Let us know what you're seeing. But we're still going to continue to track this Doppler indicated tornado warning. It goes until 6:45 p.m. down in the Spotsylvania area. We have and Stafford as well, and the city of Fredericksburg. Although I will tell you, I believe that even though it's just clipping the south part of Fredericksburg, as I'm looking at the rotation here, we've got the worst of it, the scariest part of the storm, if you will, looking like it's certainly south of Fredericksburg in those areas. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. We're seeing certainly some strong gusty winds with these storms, and we'll give you back this particular view showing how the storm is moving off toward the east and the southeast. We'll put it in motion for you. It's moving maybe just south of east, if not almost due east here. So this storm, regardless of whether or not it has a tornado or stays as a severe thunderstorm, is going to be moving over toward Port Royal. It'll be moving toward the east here, and we'll lose those graphics for you in a moment with the tornado warning in effect until 6:45.